The thing about DEI that prevented it from being a global initiative is when I'm explaining to CEOs the work that I do and how it will impact their organization and their employees, the one thing that we have to factor into it is that DEI looks different from organization to organization. It looks different from city to city, state to state. And when I was approaching DEI, I had to take a step back and reflect, what kind of message can I present that will have a global impact? So knowing that DEI looks different from organization to organization, from city to city, state to state, I had to think global. Does it look different from country to country, from continent to continent? And the reason that I'm able to reach 30 countries is because I've packaged my DEI in a way that says, hey, we're going to have a global message. I noticed that diversity looked different in certain places. In certain places, diversity is racism. In other places, diversity is ageism. In other places, is identification. So what could this global impact be? One that would reach the masses, but still incorporate everything that we wanted to incorporate. And that's when I found out that there was a through line, a substratum, so to speak. There was a thread that could be woven into any organization, regardless of city, regardless of state, regardless of country or continent. And that through line is everyone wants to feel like they belong. So if it's ageism, they want to belong. If it's sexism, they want to belong. If it's ableism, they want to know that they belong. And so the reason why cultural belonging is having such a global impact is because of its universal message of belonging. It doesn't matter where you are, what organization, what city, what state, what country, or what continent it is. Everyone wants to have that sense of belonging because there's something special about knowing that you belong. When your employees know that they belong, they come to work with a different agenda. They come to work and they exercise what I like to call freedom. And it proves to be beneficial to the organization. Why? Because it unlocks human potential. So when we talk about the globalness, or when we talk about the universal message of belonging, just know that belonging will give you rewards that sometimes will look like you can't measure. But it will be, and it can be measured. It's measured in the sick days that people take off. It's measured in longevity, how long people stay with your organization. It's measured in the culture, how happy people are and how well they embrace other people who might be having difficult days or who might be having great days as well. So when I talk about the global impact of belonging, I don't think racism. I don't think diversity. I don't think equity. I don't think inclusion. Because as you all know, I come from education, and so my lens is shaped a little bit differently. So I talk about this differentiation. I talk about an IEP, an individual employee plan, and I talk about the LRE, the least restrictive environment. That's the universal or the global approach to DEI, and why my message of belonging has this global reach, why I'm able to reach outside of my city, my state, my country, and be represented in over 30 countries globally. Because if you're in China, you want to know that you belong. If you're in Canada, you want to know that you belong. If you're in Europe or Africa, you want to know that you belong. It doesn't matter what country, what continent, what company, what city. When we weave the fabric of belonging in everything that we do, we will reap benefits that will not sometimes show up in a matrix, but we can measure it in productivity. We can measure it in profits, and we can measure it in our personnel. My name is Curtis Ray Hill, and if you would like more tips like this, make sure that you hit the subscribe button.